We go. And welcome, folks, to This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. I'm the founder and the president of the Diversity Networking Group. We want to welcome everybody here, especially you folks that are part of the webcam. And if we can get it up and running all day long, folks, we will be excited about that. It looks like it's probably going to be down for just a little bit. But we want to welcome everybody in cyberspace. For those of you who don't know, This Week on DNG Radio is heard in probably about 13 countries now. And it's pretty impressive because people really just love to hear about what's going on in Las Vegas. And just to remind everybody that the show is produced by the Diversity Networking Group. The Diversity Networking Group meets, twice a week now. Once on Wednesday with the Christian Business Connection. That meets on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock in the morning over at Panera Bread. The same, and we actually have the Diversity Networking Group, the regular Diversity Networking Group meets on Thursdays. And that is at 7 o'clock in the morning at Panera Bread also. In Las Vegas, Nevada at 7175 West Lake Mead Boulevard. And for those of you who have been keeping track on what we're doing with the Las Vegas Business Promotion Network, hey, we launched that group Thursday of last week, and we had a packed house of executive level business owners. I'll tell you, there was more money and excitement flowing around in that room on Thursday night, and so it was, we had a great time. And lastly, but not least, the Edge training. The Edge training is going to be on this week. It's only once a month that we actually have that particular group, and they meet once a month, and that's over at Lakeside Business Suites, which is at 2620 Regatta Drive, Suite number 102. And so the Edge training is really all about making sure that business owners are able to go to the next level. Well, in-house today, for those of you who are watching on the webcam, you might notice that there's somebody that is to my right, and it is not the lovely Mrs. Ray, but she is lovely. And in-house today we have Pam Doss, and Pam is a realtor with Realty One Group. And so we're happy to have her in the studio today, Pam. So say hello to everybody.
Great to be here.
Well, fantastic. And Pam, you're going to be with us for the whole show. And Pam, you can tell us a little bit about real estate and what's going on in the real estate world. You've been in Vegas for a little while, right?
I have. I've been in Vegas since 2007.
2007. So you were here right during the boom and bust period of Las Vegas?
Right around the time we're starting to bust.
Well, so welcome to Vegas, right? Yeah, welcome to Las Vegas. So Pam, a little background on you. So where are you from?
I'm originally from Arkansas, and I grew up there. Moved to California, was married, and then we moved to Washington, and by Washington here in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay, great. So now you're in Vegas. So for those of you who are wondering why you're hearing these sounds in the background, for some reason our webcam is not up and running. So I'm trying feverishly. I'm actually doubling as the tech today, and trying to feverishly figure out why our webcam isn't running. So Pam, while I'm doing this though, tell us a little bit about you first came to Las Vegas, and during the time that you came to Vegas, did you already start with Realty One? Did you have a background in real estate already?
I'd had my real estate license. To move here.
Oh, well, great. So now your husband is here in Las Vegas with you. So you finally got married, which is great. Which is great. Makes it a lot easier to have a relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And now you were in real estate already.
I was in real estate already.
Well, fantastic. Correct. And so how did you get with Realty One?
I think I did a transaction with an individual from Realty One, and was looking around for a full-time service provider that also would save me, that was easy on my pocket.
Okay.
there's not a lot of overhead there
Yeah.
at Realty One. It's a great company. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, I've actually got a few friends that work at Realty One.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, what kind of product do you sell? Are you in commercial or are you in residential?
I'm in residential.
Okay, and how's the now? Because this is going to be the big question people are going to ask. Okay.
Okay.
What is going on with the residential real estate market here in Las Vegas?
Well, it's slowly improving.
Mm-hmm.
It's slowly improving. Last year, there was an increase
Mm-hmm.
in values. We're hoping that continues.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting better. Interest rates are still very, very good.
Yeah, they're about are they like 1 now, 2% now, or what's the
Interest rates are about 3.75.
okay, which is still almost like free money.
In our lifetimes, we've never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a great time to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Prices are still low, interest rates are low, and they still have some great programs out there to help first-time buyers.
Well, great. And, maybe in the next segment we'll actually get to some of the programs and stuff like that.
Great.
What is going on now? Now, because you've been in the real estate market for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me as a buyer, and I'm trying to go out and I'm coming to Las Vegas, I'm past all the glitz and the glamour of the Strip, and I'm really wanting to settle down now. Are there available properties out there right now?
There are properties out there that are available. However, we do have we don't have a lot of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So when you find something that you like, you can't go away and think about it.
Yeah.
You've got to make a decision right now.
Sure. With your clientele that's been working with you, have you found that that's what they're doing? They're just kind of looking around, looky-loo? Or are they really taking your advice and they're saying, okay, Pam, I'm throwing money down right now?
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Some of my clients will look at 2 houses. I mean, we look at homes on the internet prior to going out. We decide what we're going to look at out of the ones that we pick. We go out and we'll make a decision based on the 3 or 4 homes that we look at on that day. Or we may go out 2 or 3 times and then make a decision.
Okay. Well,
so those are clients that are ready to buy.
yeah.
And they have done their pre-approval. Everything is ready. So when they find something that they want, they can go ahead and make the offer right away.
Okay. For those of you who are just tuning in right now, I'm Sherman Ray, and this is This Week on DNG Radio. And in the hot seat today, we've got Pam Doss. She's a realtor with Realty One. We're talking a little bit about real estate. We were just talking a little bit, Pam, about it being a buyer's market or being a seller's market. In the next segment, I'd like to actually talk a little bit more about some of the programs there. But if you are a buyer, if you could give me some kind of advice, some kind of thing that would make your job a lot easier, what would you tell me as a buyer to do before I come to you?
I would tell you to get pre-qualified or pre-approved. Find out what type of house that you're looking for and what price range you're looking for. Just sit down and kind of jot some things down inside your head, or you and your spouse together, about the features and benefits you want in the house.
Yeah. So,
whether or not it's important to you to be close to a great school.
okay.
If you're retired, maybe not.
Yeah.
Those are a few things. More importantly, to make sure that the pre-approval process is taking place, so that when you find something that you want, you can go right. That's right. You're ready to go.
Yeah, because like you're saying, those homes are not going to stay on the market forever. And so ready to move right now is probably one of the best things they could do.
Absolutely.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, well, in our next segment, Pam, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the programs that are available. And so I know you've got some of your paperwork, and really you and Million, before we were coming on, were talking about some great programs that are available out there. So I think our listeners would love to hear about what's going on. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and I'm with Pam Doss, a realtor with Realty One Group. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, segment 2, 10 minutes. Here we go.
Hey, and welcome back, folks, to This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. I'm the founder and the president of the Diversity Networking Group. Our guest today is Pam Doss with Realty One Group. And Pam, in our last segment, we're getting to know you a little bit. And for those of you who are still wondering what's going on with our webcam, it's kind of going in and out. I think we're having like a sunspots or something like that today. But, it is what it is. But Pam, let's talk a little bit about some of the programs that are out there. Because between the break and before we started the show today, you and Million Quinteros, who's our producer over at the City FM, we're talking about some programs that are actually available for first-time home buyers and that kind of stuff. So let's talk a little bit about some of the programs that are out there. First and foremost, let's clear the air. Are there actually legitimate programs out there that can actually help people if they want to buy a home?
Yes, there are. The Clark County, state of Nevada have programs available. They're nonprofit, offer down payment assistance for first-time home buyers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about first-time home buyers. So I'm a first-time home buyer, and so what kind of things? I mean, without specific programs. I mean, if you know them, that'd be great. But or maybe even direct us to where we might go.
Or there are about 2 or 3 of them here in town.
Okay. So what kind of programs are available for first-time home buyers?
Well, there are programs that would help you get your credit in order so that you can purchase a home, and then once you're able to buy a home, they will offer grants for your down payment.
Grants are it. Yeah, so you don't pay those back. Right?
You don't pay them back, and you have an agreement with the program that you will stay in the house for a specified amount of time.
Okay.
And then it's extinguished. And you don't have to pay it back.
So it's like 2 or 3 years or 5 years?
5 years.
Okay, so 5 years.
is the norm.
Okay, so that's not bad at all, though.
Yeah,
so.
and if anybody wants to know about that, I'd be happy to, give that to them later after the show. But I don't have that with me.
Okay, and at the end of the show, we'll actually get Pam. We'll get some contact information for you, because I'll tell you, I'm sure that there's a lot of people who are wanting to come to Las Vegas, but they're thinking, man, I got to buy a home because they. So there are programs here in Vegas. So one of them is a grant. So is there another one for home buyers, for brand new home buyers?
Basically, that's it. A lot of the new builders are offering incentives, down payment, not down payment assistance, but closing costs.
Big one, because closing costs are huge.
Yes, sometimes that can be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000.
Yeah, so that's significant. That will prevent you from doing anything to your house.
Absolutely.
And once you get in the house, which is, so you've got great 4 walls, and then you can't do it.
Yeah.
Because you spend all your money.
Yeah, most of these programs are for the unincorporated portions of the city.
And so what would you say is unincorporated in Las Vegas?
I would, Mountain's Edge is a great example.
Yeah, so the Southern Valley.
Some portions of it. Henderson, of course, is incorporated.
Yeah, but nobody lives in Henderson.
And then North Las Vegas is.
Yes, so people live in North Vegas. So
yeah. But there are portions in the city, and there's a map that will show you the boundaries.
Okay, but you can actually show us, if we come to your office, you can show us, these are some great areas where there might be something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say, we've talked a little bit about some of the new homebuyer stuff. So let's say I'm an investor. Now, does the whole dynamic change a lot more now, as far as down payments on a home, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that would be. If you're an investor, you're going to pay more like 20% down on your properties. There are some great deals out there. I don't necessarily deal with the foreclosure end of it, but at auction, I understand that there's some great deals there.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, it's interesting. Now you've got a lot of paperwork in front of you there. Now you brought a lot of stuff here. What is the stuff you brought here with you?
Well, one of the things that Las Vegas has that's going on in Las Vegas during 2008 and up till now is that there are a lot of underwater homes.
Yeah.
And that's